Welcome.
Hey, Chris, nice to see you here. Okay, perfect. It's working right now. Chris, do you hear us? Host
Put
and panel.
something in the
Put
chat
something in the
if you
chat.
hear us.
Yeah, just I want to make sure that the chat is active
Oh,
and everyone can.
Chris raised the hand.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, perfect then. Perfect. Okay, so let's wait for some time until everyone can join us. Hi everyone. Hi Irina. Nice to have you here also. Please drop in the chat. Hi, Tarek. Drop in the chat what's your location? Where are you joining us from? Because I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be joining from US, from EU. By the way,
in time.
yeah, I guess it's like 9 to 11 a.m. US time, right? Anastasia, what time is it now right now for you?
It's around 10.
Okay. Good
Almost.
morning.
That's the
Good
morning.
morning. Yeah, right. I assume people from West Coast are still seeing their last streams for it to.
Probably, yeah. Oh, yeah, we will start in a few moments. So let's wait 5 more minutes and we will begin.
Yeah, perfect. I guess we need next time we will need some music, to be on. Why not, at least? Why not?
I don't know if I can put some music on, but I'm not sure I can do this over the webinar feature.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can do that. Not at all.
Sometimes when I try to put some music on from the different app, Zoom mutes it. I think maybe it's a default feature, I'm not sure, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So let's try.
Let's try. Why not?
I see Firefly is no taker from Aaron, but I don't see Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron
This is how AI will replace us sooner or later.
and rather that's gonna be sooner than later.
Yeah, the theory of that internet, that machines will talk to machines. That's the first useful thing I will share in the chat in the sec. That internet theory. It's a good read.
Yeah. By the way, how do you think whether this will replace the salespeople? How do you think? Should we wait something like that?
Fireflies?
I mean AI at all.
No, I actually don't think so because of the human touch. And again, I also have today a few interviews with a few folks, and they asked me the same question, and the answer is always the same answer because of the human touch we need in the sales, in the marketing. So I think we are safe for now. It's the
Yeah.
safe zone.
Same here. People needs people, right?
Right.
Okay. Anastasia, can you please check whether the chat is active? Because as far as I'm seeing right now, I can send a message to host and panelists, but it's impossible to send a message to everyone.
I see that as well.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
I think that I'm able to send something to everyone.
Okay. Hopefully. If
Do you see this
someone
breakdown?
if
Oh,
someone
yes, you can.
yeah, you're here.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
12 participants.
Hi everyone who's joining. Hi Yulia. Hi Irina. Hi everyone. If you are able to drop a line in a chat where are you guys are joining us from, that's gonna be perfect. Like a city or town.
Or state.
Yes, state, anything like that. That's gonna be perfect. Hi, James, Kelly, Mary.
Just make sure that you're writing to everyone, because if you're writing just to yourself, we will not be able to see that. Um, so yeah, tell us where you're from. 14, 15. Cool.
Yeah, let's wait for a little bit more time and then we can start. People are joining.
It's fun actually. I had a chat with ChatGPT and some other AIs about whether it's gonna replace us. Plus, it's so cute to ask him about whether it's gonna replace me, because he knows already a lot about me, and it feels a little bit like it's creepy even, because he starts like, you do that, you know that, you do that, you had that experience, I won't be able to replace it. I'm like, are you spying on me or something? You know so much about me. I don't even tell this information, and still it doesn't know these facts about me. It's creepy to some level.
Hey,
Uh,
interesting. We've got two questions into Q&A. Chris and Jamie said that they cannot chat with us because chat is disabled for some reason.
you
Thank you,
see?
guys.
Let's take a
Thanks.
look at that.
Okay. Anastasia, maybe you can take a look at the settings. I believe we can.
Yeah, I see that. Let's see.
This is the first, like always, when you're doing any kind of thing, something went off technically. Today I've got a meeting. It's also important information for everyone in the Hangouts, in the Google Meet, and I've got a weird technical problem, which is related to like I've got like four people, like three, four people on the call, and I heard everyone except one person, and he heard me and everyone else, and I didn't heard this person, but also I heard other person on the call, which is weird because I thought my AirPods went off, but for some reason I'm only one person who didn't even heard any word from one person on the call. So that's weird. I don't know what is it, but this is the one kind of new technical problem that I faced. So it's like about saying
Yeah,
technical problems.
Yeah,
it
call
usually.
it Zoom
So
karma.
Anastasia, are you
For some reason, I don't see how to enable chat for everybody. So let me.
let's make
Okay,
it
okay, yeah, yeah. Finally saw it. Please try everyone to write something. Hopefully now it's gonna. Yeah, it worked.
finally it
Cool,
works.
cool.
Yes. So let's start from scratch. So
Yeah.
where is everyone at? What is your time? And let's get the ball rolling. Put this in the
Woo!
chat.
Yay.
yeah, chat. While you are typing everything in, let me present the topic for today's webinar. Key strategies to succeed in email outbound in 2025. So, hey,
Let's
everyone.
go.
Yeah, sorry.
I was saying let's go.
Let's go. Everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. I'm Kate. I'm sales executive at Foldily. I'll be the moderator for today's session. So first of all, I want to thank you all. We want to thank you all for joining us, especially those connecting from Europe who might still be experiencing the aftermath of yesterday's widespread electricity and internet outages. We are aware that you are experiencing some sort of issues. I know that many areas are still recovering, so we are particularly appreciate your effort to be here today. We're gonna make this webinar as useful as we can. So I'm thrilled to introduce our distinguished speakers who bring unique perspectives on email deliverability today. So first of all, we have Vlad. A lot of you guys are aware who Vlad is. He's Foldily founder and right now a former CEO who pioneered our approach to email deliverability and has guided countless business through the shifting email landscape. And next, also welcome Anastasiia, our new CEO of Foldily, who's driving Foldily's vision forward with fresh insights on where email outbound is heading in 2025 and beyond. So today, what we'll do is we will examine deliverability through three distinct lenses: the founder's vision, the CEO's strategic outlook, and a sales perspective, because we want to show you exactly how deliverability impacts your most critical business matrix, like KPIs, ROIs, and ultimately your bottom line. Now, I guess let's dive in with Vlad, who'll share the founding principles behind the effective email deliverability. Vlad, are you the one who's going to be taking the floor?
Yes. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for the intro, and thank you for firing me as the CEO. So that's the pleasure is mine. So as Kate told, I am stepped down as the CEO at Foldily, and I'm passing this opportunity to Anna here on the call, and so that's the decision that I make. So I will still be in the Foldily in a way, focusing on the vision and the strategy where we're going. But Anna effectively will show leadership, execution, and also strategy to achieve these goals that we wanted to make Foldily with, create Foldily with. And a little side note here, why we did that. And also another update related to circles, as you see here on the screen, with some functions words. So I actually decided at Foldily to ditch out like regular job titles in a way that we will focus on specific functions to deliver high quality product and results for our clients. Instead of having salespeople, developers, customer success, there would be people that related to product part, acquisition part, execution part, leadership part, operation part, or client side, which should basically erase the line between what we're doing, how we're doing, and embark us to the new path of how we're delivering Foldily products to you, dear audience. So with no further ado, we can continue with the actual webinar.
The actual meat of this webinar. First of all, hello everybody. Thanks, Kate, for the intro. Also, on the side note, I just noticed that Kate just posted this amazing opportunity in the chat. Kate, would you like to announce it also to make sure that everyone sees it and everyone takes an opportunity to do that and receive some perks from us?
Of course, yeah. Thanks, Anastasiia, and thanks, Vlad, for the speech. So yeah, I have just dropped a line in our chat. We want to make sure that everyone sees this. So we decided to give us some perk for the attendees of this webinar. If you want to get a 15-minute session, it's going to be like a chatting session where me and Anastasiia can review your deliverability situation or deliverability state of affairs, and to run a quick check on the DNS. It serves as a basis of your email sending. You can do this. You can make a screenshot of the information that you love the most, then put it on LinkedIn. Use the hashtag Foldily and tag us, like Anastasiia, Vlad, and me in the post. And afterwards, we will get back to you with the calendars and we will book something for the next week, probably, to bring you the most, to bring you the result and to take a look at what we can bring for your deliverability. What are the perks that we can do for you? Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Anastasiia.
Great. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. And actually, it's a fun fact because last week, I guess, I had a couple of conversations with some teams who were 100% assured in their DNS setup, and they never doubted it, but still they had some problems with the deliverability, with getting into inbox. And after we took a look at their DNS setup, we actually found some things that could have been done differently, and we improved that for them. And voila, now they have everything fixed, and they have better results already. So it seems like just small tweaks, small hot fixes, but still can bring you great results. So don't miss this chance. That was like sounded probably like an advertisement or something. It's just we want to help as many teams as possible with that. Also, thanks, Vlad, for the intro, and thanks for the great opportunity to help the team and drive it to the stars. I've been admiring Folderly for so many years, and it helped me with so many different problems along the way. So I couldn't miss this chance to join this great product and see how it works from inside, and again help to drive the strategy further. So now let's jump, as Vlad said, let's jump into the main part of the reason why we gathered here today, and let's start with the overlook of the how inbox placement is better revenue in 10 out of 10 cases. And that's exactly why we are doing what we're doing, because in the end of the day, everybody is doing business for the better revenue, right? So, inbox placement, basically, we want our emails, want our letters to be read, and that's how they get answered, right? And without them being seen, we cannot expect answers, because if they get into spam folder, you can write in the chat when was the last time you checked your spam folder without defaultly deleting everything. Or you can write when was the last time you answered to something in the spam folder. Kate checked it today. Well, Kate, you do it because that's kind of what we do here.
Yeah, I check it on a regular basis, and of course, it's a little bit obvious, right?
Yeah. But I had this awkward situation a couple of weeks ago, I guess. I had a chat with one of our clients, and at some point I received a message from him on my LinkedIn account. And this message was kind of angry, saying like, I'm sending you those tons of emails. Why don't you answer me? And I was like, I've never received one. So I didn't even know that you were trying to contact me. And then I opened the spam folder, and finally I found his emails. And that was disappointing, because we've been mailing for a while already. So my mailbox actually knew him, and he was a trusted sender for my mailbox. But apparently still problems with deliverability. They're not tolerating even our clients sometimes if problems happen. So that was a great example of how even ongoing communication can be damaged if something is going bad with the deliverability. So that's why it's obvious that higher deliverability, higher inbox placement brings higher open rates, and definitely higher open rates bring us lower cost per acquisition, or customer acquisition cost, because we can receive higher results, more replies, and that's why more leads can be converted, and that drives to lower customer acquisition cost. And that's definitely a pain for so many people, especially for those changed traffic trends, especially with those Google updates. I think that customer acquisition costs were flying high for so many businesses. That's why improving your inbox placement matters. And obviously, we're hitting the next point here, that hitting the primary inbox drives the higher visibility, and that consequently drives higher open rates, higher replies rate, and higher results in your pipeline. So those kind of connected things together, they can help us drive higher or better revenue in the end. And consequently, we can book more meetings. Consequently, we have better reputation and faster scaling teams, faster scaling products. So it starts small, but it drives really big results in the form of predictable pipeline that you can actually measure, and you can see those results. And as you can see, you can't convert what they never see. So I think that in simple words, we can put that with the higher inbox placement, you just can be seen. All right. I think that this part is, I think this part has been covered pretty fully, and I haven't announced it previously, but by the end of the webinar, we'll open the Q&A form, but feel free to put your questions right now when they popped up in your head so that you don't forget them, and we'll be more than happy to cover them in the end of this session. So yeah, Vlad, Kate, do you have anything, maybe some stories from your experience about the inbox placements and being seen? Maybe some bad stories, good examples.
Yeah, I actually do have few. And if you don't mind, Kate, I will start. So actually, it's probably common for everyone here that right now on the market, like whatever industry you are, because of the AI and because of the kind of adoption of the technology that people have, everyone building something. And again, I saw like thousands of different tools, and basically, I guess they are people developing them on a daily basis in tons of them. And now it's easy to build something, easy to create something, especially with the AI, ChatGPT, OpenAI, Anthropic, and others. But the key problem here is distribution. A lot of people, and I saw this a lot of kind of questions on Reddit, how I can promote my product, what I can do to have my first clients. And everyone goes like, you need to do cold emails, you need to do cold calls or ads or organic or do the content or do the LinkedIn. But the problem is that we are in this kind of period of time right now that it's never been kind of harder than now to do any sort of inbound, outbound activities. And especially when it takes to emails, the key thing that, like follow-upping on that, what Anna said, placement and the way how people getting your emails from your domain, from your mailboxes, from you at all, is matters. And what content do you send to them, how these systems analyze kind of your infrastructure, your rating, your standard reputation, and place you on top of your competitors. Because there is actually no other good way to do email, because there is a pretty simple. You're sending email, and your ideal customer profile or your clients need to get this email, and you need to do everything what it takes to make sure that your emails would be visible in the inbox. And it's not just related to kind of your reputation, but email deliverability over the last 3-4 years starting to be real pain in the ass with not just DNS setup of your domain mailboxes, but with the different game rules, like how many emails do I need to send per day, how I need to respond to them, what I need to send, how many words do I need to use, how I can exclude spam words. And this is everything basically affects your inbox placement rate and your visibility to inbox, and basically affects your distribution. So now it's kind of the best period of time to dive deep into that and make this your competitive advantage. So that's my take right now.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's so simple when somebody else takes care of checking all those updates, numerous of them, and checking all those spam words, trying them out. Because I guess it's almost impossible to do it on your own, especially when you have your full-time job. So it's so cool when somebody takes care of that.
That's completely true. Yeah. And I think this problem will continue to evolve as the market will be slammed with the
Mm-hmm.
solutions in like each and every industry. So I like strongly encourage everyone here on this webinar, and we have like 50 plus people right now, different like places in the world, to really try to like dive deep into each and every channel specifically. If you wanted to make email your key acquisition channel, you need to invest a lot of money in it. A lot of tools right now. It's not like it been like 10 years ago when you can send email and get one client. And I still had a conversation with some people who strongly believe that if I will send a good email to like hand-tailored 100 leads, I will get some meetings or conversions or whatever. It's no longer true at all, and probably they will just fuck you off from few of your emails, even though they're kind of warm, or they will never reach to the your emails never will reach to the inbox, like Anna shared her example.
True, true. Okay, Kate, anything to add here?
I just
Or
want to our audience to let us know whether like what's your case? Are you sending warm campaigns or cold or both? If you can add something in our chat, that's going to be perfect because we will understand to what of the cases to refer our experience to and some sort of that stuff. So please feel free to let us know, and yeah, let's keep pushing.
and also, you can comment with plus if you think that Outbound is still alive and you're using at least one of the channels, or you can put minus if you think that Outbound is dead or is dying. all those common topics on LinkedIn and everywhere. All right, cool. That's again fun fact or fun story. So last week I've been to this conference, and that was basically the main audience in this conference were from the warm outreach. So they're running marketing campaigns on daily basis, and that's something that so those were email marketing specialists mainly. But and For so many years, marketing specialists they were in the safe zone because all those Google updates, then they of course were impacting everybody, but still the outbound was under attack a little bit more. And on this conference, I was walking through the crowd, and everywhere I was walking, I heard deliverability, 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 and that felt so weird because, well, first of all, it's my one of my favorite words in my vocabulary right now. But on the other hand, it felt like that's such a huge problem for so many people right now. That's as Vlad said, it's just gonna grow because while a couple of years ago we had all those algorithms checking whether we are trusted senders, and right now more and more there are AI algorithms, and I think the adoption of those AI learning algorithms is just gonna grow. So the rules will change over time dramatically, and that's why again it's so important to take care of that. Whether you're doing outbound, inbound, or just corresponding with your clients, you want to, again, you want to be heard, right? You want to keep the conversation going. So, again, the other side of this coin is that lower deliverability or poor deliverability, it just gives you lower conversions. again, consequently, the higher deliverability, higher inbox placement, higher conversions, and vice versa, poor deliverability leads to lower conversions. And it's not like if you have inbox placement 90%, then you have open rate 60%. But if you have deliverability of 60%, you'll still have the same open rate. No, the lower deliverability, the lower probability that those remaining emails will still get into inbox. So it's just I think that it's the impact of poor deliverability is much worse than the impact of than the impact of when everything is going right. So that's why we want to keep it high every day. That's how deliverability tools differ from the warm-up tools. If it makes sense, please let me know if it makes sense. Another thing is that was kind of painful when I was doing outbound on the regular basis, and I think that you can relate. When you constantly have to fix your emails going to spam, you constantly have to make those stops. So you receive those emails, you receive this notification that apparently some of your emails or the entire domain get into spam. What are you doing? You're pressing stop, and then you are taking a week or a couple of weeks off to repair your reputation, repair your emails, repair your domains. And the more frequently you do that cycle, you go through this cycle, the harder it is to recover. And the bigger those stops are, the lower your daily limits are. So this makes this process go slower, drive you less results, lower conversions, higher customer acquisition costs, and the entire outbound team starts being less efficient. And of course, that's expensive test to do. Right. And then again, we hear it quite frequently that every time the domain goes into spam, companies decide to create new domains and new emails. But what happens to them? Google or other ESPs see them as more harmful ones, see them as suspicious ones. And that's why their reputation is a little bit lower by default. And the precision with what ESPs will look at them will be much, much higher. That's why creating new domains right after your older domains are burned is kind of a bad strategy. And I think that Kate will cover this more, because that's quite a common case with her. But yeah, the downturn of the poor deliverability is that your domains are burning. And for companies who are sending outreach from their main domains, that's kind of even more risky. And again, as I said, the whole team that is working in outbound is working for no purpose if you're not getting into inbox, right? So it's wasted leads, wasted templates, wasted good mood of your people and your team spirit, and so on and so forth. Which leads to the rising costs and fading results. And that's not the trajectory we want to follow, right? Kate, do you want to elaborate on the domains? Because I've been with you on numerous calls, and that's kind of a pretty hot topic for you.
Yeah, thanks, Anastasia. Yeah, you're totally correct. It depends whether we need, or it's better to create a new domain or to stick with the previous one. It depends on your setup. It depends on what exactly caused that problem, that your domain became burned or blacklisted, or whatever happened to this domain. So I want to share when to create a new domain or IP. But before I do that, I want to highlight that our technical specialists and everyone we're having calls with, we agree that it's better to work with the domain that have been in use previously than to create a new one and start from scratch. And of course, it goes without saying that like we cannot start, we cannot stick to the previous domain which have been burned, right? So if the domain doesn't recover from spam for 3 or more months, or it's been totally burned, the reputation has been totally burned, we recommend changing the domain, obviously. There are some important metrics to consider for Outlook, and I know that a lot of people are interested in these domains for Outlook. If our matrix at Foldily shows more than 20% in spam, it's almost or equivalent to 100% in spam. This is when it comes to Microsoft Outlook domains. For Google, the same principle applies. Over 20% in spam rate is considered as bad as basically 100% of spam. The recommendations are the next. Monitor your spam rates closely, especially for major providers like Outlook and Gmail. These are 80% of all the ESPs in the world, right? So if you have a success with those two, then you are going to succeed with all the rest. Don't wait too long to make a change if you're consistently hitting spam folders. You need to be proactive. You need to act today in order to fix the situation tomorrow. Also, the 20% threshold is a critical point. Treat it as seriously as you would. For example, like imagine that it's almost, again, 100% spam placement. I definitely recommend having a call with us if you're having issues like the one that Anastasiia has mentioned. For example, I'm seeing a very interesting question from Alex Tarasenko. Alex, you are invited to a call because I'm thrilled to understand your current setup. Right now, I cannot tell what exactly is causing this issue, but I'm really interested in letting you know more what you can do today in order to fix the situation tomorrow. So yeah, let's see what we can do for you after the webinar, because the situation is interesting, and the situation that you are facing is a very classic situation, I would say. Yeah, thanks, Anastasiia. I hope I covered.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you. Okay, let's move further. And here I think that's the main stage of Kate. Without further ado, I think that Kate will be gladly telling you about her stories with our clients.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Anastasiia. So this is just a screenshot. In this screenshot, I find it particularly powerful. This is a direct feedback from one of our customers during a recent call we had together with Anastasiia. So they reported being able to send 3 to 5 times more emails than with their previous platform. And again, Alex, right? It also refers to you. This is a very similar situation to yours. And I'm pretty sure that I even understand what kind of setup or what kind of tools you are currently using, considering the number of sendouts that you are having right now. So, this customer reported being able to send 3 to 5 times more emails than with their current previous platform, without triggering spam filters or damaging their sender reputation. So this isn't, just about volume though. It's about what that volume represents. More conversations, more opportunities, and ultimately more closed deals, right? So when your deliverability improves, every other matrix in your sales funnel improves with it. What's particularly interesting is how this aligns perfectly with what Vlad and Anastasiia just shared about the changing email landscape. So as inbox providers get stricter, having this kind of deliverability advantage isn't just, nice to have. It's becoming the difference between teams that hit their targets and those that actually struggle to hit those. And usually customers with the same setup like this one on the screenshot tell us that their cost per qualified meeting dropped by nearly 60% after implementing the exact strategies that Foldily outlined today and is going to be outlining a little bit later on. So that's the kind of, ROI that gets noticed in board meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And what's I admire actually what is said here, that the fact that you can send more emails and all of them are getting into inbox. Because I remember times when we had to drop the outbound capacities to, I don't know, let's say 15 emails per day or 10 emails per day. And just imagine what sort of infrastructure you need to have. You need to be running for such a low limits. It's numerous. If you want to receive with the average conversion rate or with the average, average conversion rate is, let's say, 0.1%. You need to send thousands of emails in order to get some good clients. And if you're having so low limits, imagine how many mailboxes you need to be using every day and how many domains you need to register. That's a huge infrastructure you need to take care of. And then those sending tools, they're also they're quite pricey, and to run this infrastructure for just one client converted, that's just not feasible sometimes. When you have great deliverability and it's something that you have been taken care of for quite a while, so it's something that is protected on daily basis, you're safe to send from 100 emails and up. Actually, for some of our clients, it's possible that they send 200 emails per day, and they're quite risk-free with that. So that's that's a huge boost, and you don't need such a comprehensive, such a huge infrastructure anymore to hit the same result. Actually, you can get first interested leads in a week of sending 200 emails per day per one mailbox. That's huge result. That's something that you can gain in 100 days, sending 20 emails per day per mailbox, right? That's huge difference. Okay, and that conversation leads us to actual numbers, because I know that some people can grasp information just by hearing it, but I'm the kind of person who needs to see the subtitles for every movie, because when I don't see subtitles, I cannot hear the movie, if you know what I mean. So here's some numbers. On the left side, you can see the kind of bad example. On the right side, you can see the result, the example that we are aiming for. And that's what exactly something like in Tarantino movies. I put this in the very beginning. I mentioned it's like a spoiler at the very beginning that different inbox placements actually mean different open rates and different reply rates, hence different conversions. So here is my full movie on that. So if you have the inbox rate of 60%, that doesn't guarantee you the same open rate as if you had the 90% inbox rate. That actually means that less and less emails actually go to the inbox, and that's also makes it harder for them to get into inbox. And that's why the fewer emails actually are delivered, the fewer people can see it, and the more emails are hitting the spam folder. That's why the lower inbox rate, the lower and much lower the open rate, hence the lower is reply rate. The close rate, let's assume that sales team works as good as they do on the right example. So with having the average deal value of 5,000, will just receive the 300 result in closed revenue. And that's just done mathematically. But if we take a look at that without using the math, we'll understand that if the deal value is 5,000 and it's just 300 in closed revenue, it means that 0 deals were closed, and it's might as well we put here $0 if we have such results. Meaning, if the inbox rate is dropping dramatically, that means that your outbound efforts doesn't give you as much of results in the end. So that's why we would like to to expand the adoption of this idea that deliverability is something that you don't just take care of once you had problems. That's something that you need to take care on the regular basis. It's just like with the healthy diet. In order to receive constant results, it's not just avoiding McDonald's for a couple of days. It's just following some sort of rules, some sort of diet every day, but not diet like avoiding eating some sort of food, but some healthy tips and tricks that you need to follow on regular basis in order to receive good results. That's the same rules applies for the good deliverability. If you have it high, you can expect high open rates, you can expect high reply rates, and that's why you can actually expect your revenue growing. Key trends in outbound and deliverability for this year. Most of them are following from the last years, but are changing in their idea. I think that the main trends of this year will be the higher and higher and more heavier adoption of the AI. And I will start from the third trend. It's kind of my favorite, the go-to-market strategies. And again, there's so many influencers on LinkedIn and everywhere trying to share their best approaches, their go-to-market strategy with a lot of different cool tools that help them grow their funnel and orchestrate their funnel with zero effort. But the side effect of these strategies is that you actually need to take care of the quality along the way. That's why the tech setup that complements this GTM strategy is essential. Because when you have a part of your workflow automated, that means that you optimize this part of your routine. And this gives you time to put into the quality of the leads, the quality of leads that you're putting in this top of the funnel, the quality of the tools that complement the entire funnel growing and entire funnel running. Because as we all know, GTM strategies, they utilize different channels, different outreach channels. And different outreach channels, they can be measured in different ways, and they have different benefits. For instance, we all know that LinkedIn is pretty hard to scale, especially now with all these restrictions that you cannot have a couple of profiles, that you actually need to verify your profiles. It's hard to scale it, and you can just send up to 30, I think, messages per day if your social selling index is high enough. While email is something that you can actually scale without putting too much effort in it. And if you can scale it, then again, you just need to take care that the infrastructure that you set up for scaling your email as a channel is durable enough to face this scale. So I love this trend. I love the GTM strategy, and I love that everyone is trying to utilize AI and new technologies in their own ways. But again, it's important to remember about security, and it's important to make this scale durable. Kate, Vlad, which of those trends are your favorites? What sort of trends are your go-to, and maybe the one that you see the most potential in?
And
Vlad,
you
you
can
want to
start.
start?
No, you
Okay.
can start. I will follow up.
Okay. So, it all depends. I totally agree on Anastasia, what you've said. But you know, we need to align with the strategy at all. We need to understand what are the KPIs, what are the goals, what is the team consist of, etc., etc. It's impossible to pick just one. We need to like the idea of my speech is that we need to be flexible. That's it. We need to understand our values. We need to understand the KPIs, and we need to stay, just flexible.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of teams, what we've noticed that a lot of teams are just using cold callings, and other teams are just using LinkedIn because for their niche, the cold calling approach, or for example, send out emails, just simple doesn't work. That's it. So it's pretty hard to say which one is my favorite, but yeah, this is the thought. Vlad?
I think my favorite, and it's always on the table when you like Google for what I need to do for my email deliverability, it would be DNS and infrastructure. It's so annoying that this is the most common advice for people to like fix their domains, mailboxes, whatever. That it's like it's even though frustrates, but this why this is my favorite because this is the key to like basically building your healthy reputation. The key to get the right foundation, whatever ESP you're using, your Microsoft user or a Gmail, Google user, these kind of things will evolve. And you know that it's evolving that you need to have watermark certificate to have a BME DNS record. And I think in a year or two, um, we will see like other DNS records pops up. And a little side note for tech nerds like myself on this kind of webinar, why we even though do have this kind of DNS records, why we need to have them. So this is how internet were built 60 years ago or 70 years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. When the first people like sit and decided to create this kind of network, and in order to secure it, because later on they realized people starting to abuse like everything like everything people do, like eventually people starting to abuse some systems that should benefit them. And people starting to do spam emails, like hundreds of these emails, then the 100,000, then 100 millions. And now, if I'm not mistaken, there is a 300 billion of emails sending on a daily basis, and the 60 or 70% of them is complete trash. And these DNS trackers is basically are in place to keep everyone safe and make sure that some emails will be filtered and never see the like inboxes, like some fishy, scammy emails that people send. So this is boring DNS, but it's the key what you need to put at the foundation. And again, it's evolving, so you need to keep track of the things that happening with it. And actually, we have one related question question in our Q&A from James related to recent Microsoft update that related to DNS. We will cover this in a sec.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. That's great. That's why I'm saying that the infrastructure matters so much because I wanted to cover the contextual personalization because I think that's the other side of those emails. As just Vlad said, that most of the emails they're sending, they are trashy, and sometimes I receive those emails. Well, first of all, for the last 2 months. I'm not sure if it happened with you, Vlad, but for the past 2 months, I received at least three different people writing me about the deliverability tool. And they were trying to sell me deliverability tool. And I'm like, please do your research.
That's completely like crazy. And even though I'm constantly getting some B2B appointment setting offers because of the Belkins, and Belkins supposedly the good ACP for these companies, I don't know, and also for email deliverability. So people just don't even like analyze who they're sending emails to, which
Yeah.
is like, okay, if you're like volume driven, but you will actually end up with no sales at all with this
Yeah.
approach.
Yes, exactly. Because the more you send and irrelevant emails, the more you get into spam, because the more people mark you as spam. That's why, yes, it's important to do the tag setup. It's essential to do the proper text technical setup, but also it's important not to forget about the context, about the actual words that you're sending out to your people, to your leads. And this part also has a couple of components. So again, as Vlad mentioned, it's not as easy as it used to be, maybe let's say 5 to 10 years ago, when you just had to put the email addresses in the Google, and I think that G Suite Gmail had this kind of formula. If you put this list, insert this list of of people who you want to send your email to with the comma, then everyone gets the separate email or something like that. It's not that easy anymore. So you actually need to take care of different things. And in the context, it's important not only to include great personalization based on the value, not just random personalization like, oh, you've been to university, I've also been to university, kudos. Or you have a dog, I also have a dog. It's just irrelevant, right? But also it's important to take care of the spam words. And from what I've heard from our leads and clients, that's one of the tools of ours they use on the daily basis to check their content for the spam words, because having spammy words also leads you into the spam folder, and that's another side of this process you need to somebody to take care of, or just yourself to take care of. Otherwise, again, you'll have worse results. Kate, I see your hand.
Yeah, thanks. I just wanted to mention that we've been investigating just a lot of different cases together with the technical team, right? And internally with the sales teams, the one that, attending our webinars or the one that are attending our demos. And this is what we've seen, talking about the ICP and the one that are reaching out to you and Vlad, right? That just the ICP is not relevant. And what we've seen is that everyone claims their lead database is top-notch. They're saying like, okay, guys, it's verified and validated, and that the ICP is fine. But in reality, there might be not the case. So we definitely recommend testing or checking, verifying those leads one more time, testing alternative industries, company sizes, making sure that these are your ICPs, checking the latest update on on LinkedIn, for example, for these particular leads. Because, for example, if you're tried everything and the result is not satisfactory, I mean, in terms of the campaigns, cold campaigns that you are sending, you can launch 3 other campaigns with alternative ISPs and just see how they perform. So the issue is not, always that the warm-up is not working or the DNS is not correct. Or because maybe just your emails are bad or the ICP is not correct. This is what I wanted to add. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why actually don't miss this opportunity that Kate mentioned before to have a chat with us, because on this chat we'll not only look at your DNS setup, but we can also make a quick overview of the process itself. And pretty often just having a side view helps to identify those issues you've been struggling with for a while, but just because you're in this process and you have been in the this process for quite a bit. It's hard to see those pain points, but the side view can identify them much faster. So again, don't miss this chance. It's a great opportunity just to have a talk and see how it can be improved. And the last one I wanted to mention here is about the present intelligence, the present solutions. I think that the entire deliverability process will heavily shift into this one for this year, because as Vlad mentioned, with those updates from Microsoft, with the updates from G Suite, it's with some time, it will be more and more important to separate different ESPs you're sending to. For instance, send G Suite to G Suite, Outlook to Outlook, and those kind of solutions are. That's something we also can support you with, but in the future, that's going to be essential to separate those. Also, the validation of the database is a must. I'm pretty sure that most of the people do that right now, validate their databases, but that's only will be stricter in the future. So the quality, while the quantity can be expanded using different AI tools, the quality is something that is your responsibility and your responsibility only. Present tools, present intelligence will support you along this way. Maybe you guys wanted to add something here, because I said that's the last one I wanted to cover, but maybe you want to share some thoughts on some other points too.
You're just doing great, Anastasia. Thanks for that. Nothing to add side. I will add something it's a little bit later on.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I'll go to my end as well. I think there is a really interesting questions that we can address from people, and it will cover the trends as well.
True. Okay. So yeah, I would like to, while I'm talking, I would like to put this slide for a little while on. So you can scan it. You can add Kate's on LinkedIn if you have some open questions already, or you're ready to have a chat with us. You're ready to get the things going. Just go ahead and book a call with Kate, or just let's stay connected, and we'll be happy to have a chat with you along the way anytime you're ready. So yeah, both QR codes are useful. Do whatever works better for you now. And so we are about to jump into questions and answers sessions. So if you haven't left your questions in the chat or Q&A session yet, right now is the best moment to do so, because we will be happy to answer them and help you right now. Okay, I think that everybody who wanted to scan this slide did so, and we'll be sending this presentation as a follow-up anyway, so you'll have a chance to do that. Okay, let's jump into Q&A.
I also see that there are a lot of questions in the chat, but not in the Q&A, and Alex Tarasenko was the first one to start. I guess I can actually cover this if you don't mind.
Yeah, you can cover. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can add anything you want after all. So Alex, as I said, right, we mentioned that it depends, it depends, everything depends on your current setup. It depends what are the tools that you are using, what's going on right now, what are the issues that you are facing, whether this is burned domain or bad warm-up, or you're triggering spam filters by sending a lot of not relevant data. It depends. By the way, Alex's question was is that he's using accounts, mailboxes on Google and Microsoft, domains around 1 year old. Alex has active warm-up is up to 50 emails when Outbound is not active. So total capacity around 50 emails per day. Cold campaigns open rate on Google contacts is around 54 to 64. And I guess that Alex is facing some like main issues with Microsoft Outlook. Alex, I can share that the best setup right here is to understand what's your current problem. You can definitely do that on Foldly or with the tool that you are using right now. We can take a look at the results. On Foldly, we're having spam trigger section. This is one of the best solutions for the problem like yours. We need to understand what exactly in your approach triggered spam filters. And on top of that, the best way to start landing in the Microsoft inboxes is to have best-in-class warm-up and to have the warm-up to be running with the help of the Microsoft users, business and paid ones. This is what our customers are benefiting from a lot. So yeah, I hope I covered this. Anything to add, Vlad and Anastasiia?
Not from my end. Anastasiia,
Sure.
you want to add something?
Not really, but it's interesting for me that Alex, it seems like you know something too, because from your question, I see that you're separating Microsoft and Google, and that's just something that I just mentioned, and it feels like we're on the same page. And just a spoiler, this quarter we'll have the solution that will help you to separate those on scale. So if that's something that can be helpful for you during this journey, let us know. We'll be happy to support you with that.
Also, one thing that I wanted to add to Alex, that it's always been difficult to do Microsoft, and would be two reasons for that. It's September 24, there was an update that put different mechanism to identify what you're sending in the Microsoft ecosystem, which is meaning that they tied up cogwheels in the system that identifying what the nature of your email. And one of the reasons why we are good in working with Microsoft that we are in the backend, we decrypted the reasons from Microsoft. They're assigning like codes for each and every email that you send and receive, and we decrypted these codes into actionable things, like the Kate mentioned, this we call spam triggers. And usually it's something like really pretty standard, like weight of email, size of email, spam words, links, problem with DNS, etc., etc. But most of the cases, it's related to the content, more or less. And another critical problem, but you're already solving this, that you are having Microsoft, or maybe this is Google, you didn't clarify that, domains that 1 year old. There's a problem with Microsoft that they will not allow to send emails between ecosystem if your domain is like just registered, that you just buy it like today or tomorrow. You need at least 1 year active domain to work with Microsoft ecosystem. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, yeah, Kate.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell that it makes a lot of sense, and that's exactly why I told in the very beginning that it depends. I cannot tell right now what are the best practices for Microsoft users, non-Microsoft users, of landing in the inboxes, and also I know that there are a lot of firewalls, right? When you're like trying to hit the Microsoft inboxes, all of those huge accounts or all of those customers from like big organizations, they are using Microsoft Outlook. They have a lot of firewalls. So usually what we do, we analyze your ISP, we understand what exactly bring you to that point, and we give you a lot of suggestions or recommendations. But again, it all depends. And I also want to comment the Anna's question. That at the beginning, Anna mentioned open rates, but in today's cold email industry, best practice advice turning off open tracking. What's your approach regarding this? Before Vlad and Anastasiia can also add something on that, I can share what we've implemented with the, I don't know, like 90% of all the customers that we're having here at Foldly. We recommend checking your open tracking link for spam. And it's better to use a branded link rather than open tracking. How we recommend checking if you open tracking link triggered a spam filter. You need to send an email from one of your accounts to another with and without this link. But the accounts should not be familiar with each other and should be, on a different domains, just to be, very new to each other. So you can go to your send out tool, create the email, and if it arrives just in the inbox, then everything is fine. If it goes to the spam, do the same, but disable the tracking link and send the same template directly from the mailbox, not from the tool that you're using right now. And of course, another email without tracking link, you need to send again from the tool. And I saw that you have sent me a LinkedIn connection. If you want, just drop me a message. I will share with you some more of the best practices on open tracking link. We can discuss this additionally also. Thanks. Anything to add? Anna?
Yeah, I'll jump in here because it's kind of hard. Yes, the best practice is avoiding any extra links that you can avoid. But open tracking open rates has been with us for quite a while, and it's hard to just. It's like stop smoking. And it doesn't mean that everybody just stopped smoking like that, right? It takes some time to adopt the new reality, the new healthy habits. So the same goes with the open links. While we do suggest turning them off, we realize that most of the people will still turn them on just because it's kind of vanity metric for some people, and it's something that just feels good sometimes, better than reply rates because they're essentially lower than open rates. They're by default lower. And also the new metrics such as inbox placement, deliverability, it will take a while for them to become new reality for most of the salespeople as well. So that's why we face that most of the people will still have to turn them on. That's why we are not lying to ourselves and to yourselves in the first place. Okay, there was a quick question about the recording materials. Yes, we'll be sending them over. We'll be sending the presentation over, so you'll have everything after the webinar.
Yeah, there are a couple of questions, additional questions, but I'm not sure whether we can, I guess we can cover at least one, and for the rest of the questions, we can reach out via email or LinkedIn because we actually running out of time, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
right?
And
Okay.
I can take the last question. It's a really good one, and I think it would benefit everyone listening to this webinar. And this is actually from James. And hopefully, James, I see that you're still on the webinar. Nice. And happy to answer your question, which is related to basically two questions that you wanted to send cold emails to angel investors for seed round funding. And this is the good way to approach them. So if you need any recommendation, Kate, myself, Anna here for you. And with Holly, we can make sure that these emails would be delivered. And so your main question were about on the May 5th, Microsoft introducing strict new email authentication rules to protect 500 million Outlook users. And to give nitty-gritty of this kind of news. So what is all about? So 5th of May enforcement date, and Microsoft announced this 2 weeks before. So basically 2 weeks ago, who will be affected? All domains that sending less than or more than 5,000 emails per day to any clients, any type of clients, especially that ending to to the personal pattern, at outlook.com, at hotmail.com, and at live.com. So if you are using some strategies to send emails to personal mailboxes, you probably will burn your reputation super quick in early May, and you will face a lot of problem with it. This is the first thing. No authentication, no entry. So meaning that, and referring to my point about the trends, if you have something not authenticated with your SPF, DKIM, DMARC records, your emails will fail and you will see increased bounce rate to any emails that you are sending from mailbox. Extra two things here, extra hygiene rules. So you need to always send emails from the domain that you initially intended to. For example, if I wanted to send emails from folderly.com, I am sending emails from folderly.com, and I still keeping the same reply to address. So reply to mechanism is basically when you're getting emails from, for example, folderly.com, and you click reply button in your interface, it basically putting a different email. So putting different email in domain. For example, folderly.io, for example, not .com that initially were sent email from. And it would be potential problem. So you need to make sure that from email and reply to email matches. So some people using this from different type of campaigns. So you need to stop that if you're doing this, and you will able to maintain your reputation. Also, another thing here that you always need to have unsubscribe link when you're working with Microsoft ecosystem from May, I suppose. And this is really a matter because everyone abusing this because they wanted to sounds more like human-like and sending plain text emails, but this eventually will be a problem for Microsoft ecosystem. So what you need to do and everyone do right now is basically first thing on the list, and we will send this list after the webinar. Audit your DNS. Make sure that SPF lists only sending your IP addresses. Work on your digital sign keys. It's DKIM record. It's heavy technical talk, but we will send email. So you need to make sure that you have a good protected DKIM for each and every domain that you are sending, and publish strict DMARC record policy, at least quarantine or restricted, to make sure that you are authenticated, and any emails that's sending from your domain which is not authenticated will never went through. List hygiene. It's always about who you're sending emails to. Good databases, good leads, good email addresses. You always need to be on top of the things. So you need to work with the bounces. You need to work with the quality of your database. You need to work with the quality of your content, spam words, one-click unsubscribe links, and do this kind of on a regular basis. And the fourth thing is monitor. You need to always monitor any spikes, any events of your email deliverability, of your email addresses and mailboxes. You can do this in Folderly as well with Pulse and the Inbox Insight product that we built so far. And that's basically the low-hanging fruits that you can face before this Microsoft update in 6 days. So I hope I answered your question.
There are 6 days left. Sounds like
Yeah.
in one movie.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vlad. You brought a lot of interesting information, and Anastasiia. Actually, you covered some of the next topics, right, or next questions here. Victoria and everyone who was asking more questions, please feel free to reach out. We've prepared, we have a lot of different materials, checklists, advices on how to set up this and that, what are the best practices, and talking about, for example, the domains. Should be those be different ones, or can you send from the same one? Victoria, this was your question. We'll also have best practices, so feel free to reach out. Anastasiia, anything to add? Sorry, I guess I interrupted you for a little bit.
No, that was just something that I wanted to say, that you're just reading my mind, basically. So
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay. That's why we're in the same team.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining us. I hope that was useful for you. We're looking forward to more of your questions, to identify the causes or the problems of in your deliverability. Looking forward to your emails. We'll stay in touch. That was a very interesting and casual talks. Thanks everyone, Anastasia and Vlad, for your time.
Thank you,
We'll be
guys.
looking forward to
Sure
the
thing.
next webinars, and we will keep you in the loop, everyone who attended today.
Cool.
Thank you everyone for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care. All the best to
Take
you. Bye-bye.
care.